So Devin Mars, I don't remember how I met Devin Mars, but I guess we've known each other forever. So from a previous life plus, he's a local artist, visual artist, and I've had the opportunity of being in the same venues and different events with him. And it's funny because back in 2019, I was at the show, Raw Artist Showcase, and he was there, but we hadn't met each other. But he shares about his transformation and how his wife becoming pregnant back in 2015 or 2018, I have to double check. But her becoming pregnant was very conducive to him experiencing his transformation. And now what he does is he does his art to pay homage to those who've come before him and to also encourage those after him. And so this is what some of this transformation has done for him too.
Me, I'm from Philly, actually. I'm from Philadelphia.
Yeah. Did they actually make those good Philly steaks or?
Yeah, but come on,
Yeah,
man. You already know.
good thing.
There's no hype about it, man. It's the real deal.
Ideas Island, the main concept is a place to get away, to do nothing, for creativity to flow. All right, that's the thesis. And
Okay.
it's owned by a global world speaker. His name is Frederick Harren, and he's local in Sweden. There, he owns 3 islands actually.
Okay.
And so yeah, he opened up one of the islands, and what happens is we go on ideasisland.com, apply. Maybe it's something maybe in the future you may want to even look into,
Mm.
but you apply online ideasisland.com. And after, I don't know, for me, I think it took about 7 years before I heard back. But
Wow.
yeah, once he sees your stuff, chooses you, then he invites you, gives you 1 week to choose, and then you get to stay there for free. And you
Wow.
just pay for your flights, pay for your food, and yeah, you get the whole island to yourself.
I am a 29-year-old visual artist from Philadelphia, living out here in Vancouver. I've been living out here on and off since 2017, but I became a permanent resident in 2021. So I have my lovely wife and my daughter living here with me. My wife's not from here, but she has been living here for a while. But my daughter was born here. And essentially, everything that I'm doing with my art is just to pay homage to those who came before me, because I'm inspired by many different walks of life, and essentially, I just want to pay homage to everybody who helped basically give me some of the creative juices along the way to create what I create, whether it be visually, sonically, through dance, bodily expression. So that's what I'm about. And I go by Devin Mars. Mars stands for movement, arithmetic, rhythm, and sound. Right? I think those four principles help to establish a firm understanding of the world around us. Hip hop is a metaphysical tool that we can utilize for our to basically break the chains of our own oppression. And
Yeah.
so I still write things on actual paper. I have like 3, 4 notebooks in my like in the closet right now. Like I still write on paper. I like to touch things and I like the texture of things, right? So
Yeah.
there's not anything that I do that's really digital. It's interesting because there's actually two circumstances that actually parallel themselves, right?
Okay.
So before I officially moved out here, like in 2018, my wife was pregnant. She got pregnant in June of 2018. And from that moment, that was like the pivotal moment where I knew I was like, okay, I have to start changing the people that I'm around. I have to start paying more attention to my surroundings. So like she lived here in Vancouver, but I was actually in Charlotte, North Carolina at the time. And I knew that I wanted to be with her. I knew that being living out here with her was a viable option. And just having the truth of her telling me that she was pregnant, and then me looking to my left and my right and not feeling that I had people around me that I could trust. But just to talk about like how did I feel with hearing like, wow, you're pregnant. Like I like the we know about the part of mother giving birth and like what we as men need to do for our women. But I think very it's not spoken about very much in the same light when we bring up how men truly feel. Like there was times where I went through desperation. I went through depression in
Mm,
this time. So it's supposed to be a happy time, but
mm,
it was not a happy time for me. Because I knew that there was a lot of stuff that I had to let go of, a lot of vices that I had to let go of. And I knew I had to become a better person. And I also knew that I wasn't willing or ready to become a better person in that time. And it's one of those situations where because she was far away from me, and because I'm the type of person like I just in having the truth be like, okay, this is my kid. I don't ever want to abandon my kid. I'm gonna do the best that I can to come out there and show up for my kid. So that took everything in me to make that move. I moved from everything that I knew. I moved from everybody that I knew. Like any person that I was speaking to in that time, I don't talk to anybody that was in my life 5 years ago. Like not a single person. Even now to this day, like when it comes to like my circle is my wife and my daughter.
mhm,
Like that's how much I've drew back from everything and everybody, from the stuff that I was consuming. Um, even like certain music that I was listening to. Like that just it took me to that point, because I knew what I went through growing up. And so what I wanted to do is I really deeply wanted to provide a better life for my kid because I felt that I owed it to her. I felt that I owed it to my wife too. A week into me getting here, someone from Charlotte hit me up to invite me to this art show called Raw Artists. I had never heard of it before. I said, "Man, I just left Charlotte. I'm in Vancouver though. Do y'all have anything like that out here?" She said, "Actually, we do." She sent me 2 complimentary tickets. My wife, full belly, third trimester and everything. I took her. I took her to the show with me in Vancouver. It was at Celebrities nightclub over on Davie Street, right? So we go there. I'm connecting with all these like amazing artists at the time, right? Like I said, just that past summer, I wanted to be in an art show. I wanted to be surrounded by that. I didn't even know that people were actually doing that. So fast forward, I'm here and I'm looking for the curator of the event. I'm like, where is she? I'm talking to the people at the door. I'm like, hey,
Wait,
how can I
wait,
get in
wait.
contact? Yeah,
Time for a second. Was
yeah.
that where we met at that raw
No,
art?
no, 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 no. No.
2019?
I don't remember meeting you. It was 2019, but I don't remember meeting you that
Bro,
time.
we were in the same room, bro.
Really? I had locks at the time though. I had really long locks and my pants
Yeah.
had
Bro,
black
that's
skinny
interesting.
jeans with flames on them.
That's crazy. I mean, I don't remember obviously, but
Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
performed at that show.
Yeah. Word.
That
Okay.
show, man. Yeah, later on,
Word.
maybe I'll send you the video. Maybe you'll remember how.
Okay. Okay.
That's so crazy.
Word.
All right, carry on.
Word. That's fly, man. See, the
Beautiful,
full
bro.
circle moment. Full circle moment. Yeah,
Yes.
man. But one thing I'll never forget, and if I ever have a platform big enough, I will literally tell this to all of the black people in the world, especially the ones in the US who are still afraid of the police. This officer, when I asked him, officer, what should I call you? Like, officer, what? He said, no, just call me Cameron.
Mm,
Like through my art and me just being myself, this
mm,
officer who's on duty, approaches me, and now we're on first name basis.
mhm.
I haven't talked to him ever since that day, but it's just the fact that that happened. Like, I
Yeah.
haven't told anyone that lives in the U.S. that it would be hard for them to believe that
Yeah.
just because of what we've been shown. So I have that ability. Just the other day, I took my daughter to the library. This is right around the time when Sound of Freedom came out. I don't know if you heard about Sound of Freedom.
It rings a bell.
Yeah, this movie that got put out about the child trafficking and stuff like that. But I felt moved by it, and it had a lot to do with my upbringing as well as my wife's upbringing. And so I'm holding my daughter in my arms and I'm telling her, hey, I'm going to go speak to this police. Four of them there. And I just approached them and start talking to them. They have their shades on. By the end of the conversation, the main guy who I was speaking to, who was probably their superior, he takes his shades off while he's talking to me to address me. And I'm just in my mind, I'm like, wow, like this is the power that come from like being yourself. And it's not like exerting power over people. It's like, no, I've arrived. Like I know I'm gonna be able to do something very helpful in our community
Mm,
because of just what I just commanded just now. And if I could do that for them, which for us that seemed like that was one of our biggest obstacles dealing with the police. It's like I can garner the respect of them too, then who can't respect me? you know, and that comes from just being the kind of person that I have to be in life. And the challenges that we face is like, those rumors about COVID starting from China and Wuhan and stuff like that. So people would look at her as if like she had it, and like the way that she was treated
Mm.
really opened my eyes to like just the world that we lived in. You know what I mean? And that was the first time I started seeing like black people were like taking advantage of Asian people, like beating up like old Asian men and women and stuff like that. Like, so that was like at that same time we had stop the what was it? Stop Asian Hate was coming out in that time, right? So there was a lot of things that were integral in my household that I really had to open my eyes up and open my heart and my mind up to. You know what I mean? To just see how we didn't need to keep living that way, but also to build a foundation so that when we came out of COVID, we can kind of live life normally again. That something is strong enough that's been built that we don't have to slip back into or regress back into the way that we were living before. So I think that was like one of the most integral things that came out of COVID, other than I would say like just the sheer determination to just make ends meet. Honestly, like like my wife was selling like just random thing, anything she could find to sell on Facebook Marketplace. She would buy stuff or she would get it for free. I'd go and drive and pick it up, and we'd flip it. Sometimes it'd be $10, sometimes it'd be $20, but it was something. It was gas money. It was we can buy a carton of eggs. It was literally just all the things that we had to resort to. She showed me how resourceful we could be. Man, it's the 50th anniversary of hip hop
Mm.
this year. And as I shared with you, it's bigger than rap music, man. It's the way we walk, it's the way we talk, it's the way we move, the way we breathe, the way we build ourselves up, the way we build our community up. Rap is rhythm and poetry. Um, and yeah, we're alive, man. Hip hop is alive.
Sure.
Yeah, and I think on 8/11 is the date of it, August 11th. If
Okay.
you multiply 8 times 11, you get 88. And that's the miles per hour that the DeLorean has to travel to go back in time. So I think that this 50th anniversary, we go back in time to revisit and reinstill the original principles of hip hop, which is love, peace, unity, and safely having fun in all things that we do. It belongs to everybody. It's our birthright. And yeah, I will leave you with that, bro. One love.
Devin Mars. What does Mars stand
Yeah.
for again, please?
Mars stands for movement, arithmetic, rhythm, and sound.
That's it. Hey, so just a note to really be careful when you're plugging things in from Canada or the States into the European power outlet. I I busted this thing, um, and it doesn't work anymore. And this guy as well, I can't plug anything into this part. Well, I mean, I can, but it doesn't work anymore. But thank goodness I do have this part at the top where which still works, the USB-C. And so actually I got this currently charging this power system. I was using this to charge my laptop, but as you can see, it's 9 watts input as opposed to something like 35, which usually this guy would do that. It's actually for my laptop. So anyway, for the laptop, I got this USB-C. Thank goodness it has this. So I got it going into my laptop now. All right, so that's powering up, charging up. That's all good. So hopefully it lasts. Hopefully it lasts and it hangs on in there, and everything can be charged up. So yeah, just gotta be more careful next time. Read the instructions. Hey, okay. I realized that this whole charging situation might take a hot minute. I really want to write some music. I want to record something. And part of my mind also thinks like, oh, some people who listen to it may think, oh, it's bad quality. Yeah, see, that seems like it's going to take a while. This guy too, it's only at about 10% or so. But I don't know if it's my insecurity. Should I care about this? I don't know. But one thing I know is success isn't just doing it. So, may try something new. or like a little more old school, you know. If something doesn't work, try something else. So let me look at this. I've got my Zoom recorder. Thank goodness I brought it. I actually just brought it for as an audio unit so I can record the mic and all that. But well, I got my Zoom recorder. I got my looper at the bottom. I got my cork. So I feel like I'm just gonna play around and practice. And when I've got something down locked, I'll just do a live recording. Maybe that's what I'm meant to do here. It's what I might do here in Ideas Island. So I know I do want to record some songs. I've got some tracks and things I've been writing, and it'd be a little different, of course, because if I have a computer, then I could do kind of like something I learned from Kanye's recording, where he'd record a next line over the line he was just previously doing, and I was hoping I'd be able to do that. But anyway, work with what I got, and yeah, I might just do that. So it's a little update here for you. All right, here we go. Now you guys haven't watched this one. This is Lawrence Davidson. Lawrence Davidson. It's so funny how we met. I was DJing for Divinity DJs at Stanley Park, and the officiant was there chilling, just cool. It didn't look very scary to approach. So I said hi, and he said hi, and then we were friends, happily ever after. Now, Lawrence Davidson. So in our conversation just before we started the wedding events, I just got to asking him a few questions, how he started and how he's been finding it. Come to find out that he just started during COVID. And I was like, what? How is that possible? Tell me more. And I got really intrigued, so I invited him actually. I told him about Tales from Ideas Island, invited him, and he shares about his island times, the time he had to change from the work he used to do, and by luck of the draw was found to do this efficient work. And I'm quite intrigued and impressed with also the story he tells about his wife's island time, how she creates this bubble, right? They're both busy, but she has ways of creating these little pockets of time where they can have their couple bubble. I think it's important in couples to have that time, space, even for self, to find that time and space, and that is that island time. So yeah, he shares his story and the things he went through COVID and and all the island time elevating his whole life.
So I'm Lawrence Davidson. I am currently an officiant in Vancouver. I am a budding novelist and screenwriter, and I work in a lot of literary fields and avenues. So trying to think about this, I was living in a small apartment on my own, and I worked for a video game company doing customer service, and it was fine. And I actually worked remotely, which was really interesting because I didn't make a lot of money, but I had very flexible hours. And this is designed so I could write. I just purposely picked a thing that would help me get, stuff off the ground or work on things. And because I didn't have a lot of money though, and I lived alone, and I'd kind of done this for a little while now, I was super isolated in a lot of ways. And I was figuring out ways to be productive. Like I was using my time wisely enough, but I was going through a rough relationship that did not help my mental health, and was just kind of struggling. Even though I had like a pretty good system that I would later make better use of. It I'd kind of hit, where everyone got stuck in isolation all at once. I had already done it for so long that I'd been through the process. I'd figured out what loneliness was and why it was such a problem and how to deal with it and how to figure out what my needs were and when, about like just going outside or taking 10 minutes every day to just stare at the sun and feel it on my skin and breathe and remember what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So I spent a long time not knowing what any of this stuff was or how to be effective as like how to keep my brain healthy. And that was so before 2020, I spent just a long time grinding that out. So no matter where I go and what I do, I can effectively put all those practices in and just kind of like mellow right out and get what I need to do done. And ideally, a lot of that would be creative work, which of course is the goal, right? I need that time and energy and effort to do that. So I have to figure out that balance. I saw lockdown as an ample opportunity to take that time and really just pump out as much stuff as I could because I had no other choice. So this to me was a gold mine of time, and it also really benefited her because we get to talk creatively and look at things I'm doing, but it gave her a lot of space. If every day I took 6 hours just to work on my own things, and then I had work on top of that, that gives her a whole lot of time just to like be left alone, so we're not stepping on each other's toes.
Right.
So all of my struggles in isolation beforehand really just blended beautifully into what I saw as an opportunity. And I took that opportunity with a much different mindset of I've been blessed with time. Her use of island time is wild. She just recharges like nothing else with the smallest amount of isolation. And even when money is tight or when things are stressful, she will find a way. She'll say, "I I found this tiny cheap cabin in the middle of nowhere that's like 10 minutes from here. It doesn't matter where,
Yeah.
and we're gonna go and we're gonna spend a day, and we're just gonna not do anything. We're gonna." She invents island time as needed, and it's a really wild thing that I've never been able to like put a word on what she was doing here, but you totally just flicked off my own light bulb to say, "Oh, my lady creates island time, and she does it very specifically, not just for her, but for us as a couple. It's what charges us and gets us back on footing to just relax in the same space and not constantly be under pressure. She's very good at sneaking out of that and resetting us, and I've just now like been very cognizant of how that works and how I'm very appreciative of it. So that's unique. And
Awesome.
yeah, and a tool not just for like the individual but for the couple as well was is fascinating to think about.
I kind of messed up. I put on the radiators, the heater, when really I shouldn't have. I didn't read the PDFs. I mean, I could give the excuse and reason, which is kind of a legit reason where I just been busy and had too much in my head, and I didn't read the PDF. Yeah, just got distracted and whatnot. Of course, I feel awfully bad about it. I shouldn't have done that. I should have read the PDFs. But I just thought I've been here before, and it's probably gonna be the same kind of routine. But I feel so bad, and just was very sorry about it. Anyway, at the end of the day, you just got to do fix things, right? So anyway, I was told that I should just turn on the radiator. Sorry, not the radiator. I should turn on the generator because the solar panels are pretty low. So I'm feeling super bad about it. I've already had a few hours of just feeling so bad. I'm feeling better now. So just needed to put this on a video because there's ups, there's downs, and I do some things right and I do some things wrong. And that's just it. I'm just going through a journey in life right now where, I'm just being comfortable with admitting my wrong, and I'm not perfect. And that's that. I just try my best. After feeling bad about it and pretty much beating myself up, I just decided, okay, where to from here, Sam? I can beat up myself and go ahead, beat me up, whatever you want. I'm gonna be waiting for what's the next move. And I just came to resolve. I just gonna take more time to be more aware. I looked in the mirror for a few minutes and just said, these eyes will see. These eyes will be more aware. I'm gonna read that fine print. I'm gonna take that time to read the PDF. And I just felt super bad about it. It's like I come to this person's island, and it's not something that everyone gets an opportunity to do. And here I come, and it's just like messing it up. Like, it's horrible. No, I think it's horrible. If you're watching, maybe you don't. I don't know. But I gotta be me and be honest with who I am. And maybe I'm more sensitive than you. Whatever. That's you. This is me. Nonetheless, I'm just documenting this and just decided that I'll just do better. That's all. I messed up. I didn't know what I didn't know. and I just didn't read. So I'll just take that time and I'll read from now on. I'll take that time and just calm myself and just observe. And also I said something to myself. I said, with my kind of being and the choice I've made in my life of constant and massive forward motion, I'm going to have massive opportunities and great things, places I'm going to get into in life. And with it comes the chances of mistakes, because the realm I lived in before, the places I went to before, the people I was hanging with before, the rules likely don't apply to the next level. So, and if I try and approach things that same way, well, that's where I can have a mistake. It may be all right in the previous life, in the previous realm, but in that new higher level, the new experiences, it's not okay. And I'm okay with being understanding when I'm wrong, and I just promise myself I'll just, as quickly as possible, shift my ways and shift my mind. So that's it. Just on this path of killing this ego. And it doesn't like shame. I felt ashamed, felt guilty. And that's it. I had made all these things. So anyway, I did what I needed to do. I've turned on the generator. It's powering up the system now. And Frederick and Elaine, I'm so sorry about that. I know that it costs you a lot of money that I can't repay. So appreciate your understanding. And once again, thank you for allowing me to be here. This is a very great experience. I don't really have a power going on right now. I've unplugged things and my laptop is unplugged. It's still low on battery. We'll see what we do. As my previous video, I'm gonna plug in my looper and stuff and see if I can just create something acoustically, keep riding. I have this little thing charging my phone for now, so I can make this video and have some music playing just to chill me out. But yeah, that's it. C'est ça, as the French would say. And yeah, just the lesson is I just promised myself I'll just keep moving on. If I make a mistake, I'll admit it, and I'll get up and I'll keep going, because it's better for me that way. It's better for those who experience through me. So yeah, I don't know much else to say. I'm feeling better now, so don't worry about me. I'm good. Yeah, just had some past traumatic stuff kind of hitting my mind, and just feeling down about myself because of that mistake. But remember, it's a mistake. Can't stop it from making some people get angry, and sorry that you feel that way. But yeah, I just do better, that's all. I'll do better, yeah. Be more aware. Yeah. Oh yes, Tiffany Gregarious. Tiffany Gregarious, like, doesn't that sound like a Greek goddess or something?
Is that her actual name?
That's her name.
Wow.
Yeah, Tiffany Gregarious. Yeah, so Tiffany, her story is very heartfelt, and she comes from the background of a broken home, and she talks about the transformations she went through, how she went through pregnancy, and that also being a part of her transformation, her change, and how she was getting to working out for her mental health and all that, and also her physical form, how that was also affecting her self-image, and certain things pulling her through. And yes, and going through COVID, and actually a friend of hers who did pass away during that time was, as you can tell, of course, like, that was very heartfelt, and it affected her so much. She got into a pretty dark place. But coming out, the transformation that brought to her was that she started a company, a podcast called something about babes. Yes. You'll see it. I don't know. I'll edit this part in some way, somehow. But she started a company. All right? But yeah, okay. So going through her transformation and the hardship she went through, a company was born out of that, which supports women and also people of the world. So I hope you can check that out as well. Tiffany Gregarious, a good friend of mine. I am right now on Ideas Island, and the premise of this place is it's a place to get away, to do nothing, so that creativity can flow. Solutions can flow, creativity can flow. We're given a week here on the island to pretty much stay for free. Right now, my whole idea is coming to document my own transformation. Because I was thinking I was going to come and interview people while I'm here, but it doesn't really work because, I'm having my time away.
The turning point for me was after I had my kids. I couldn't get away from the sugar, and I didn't understand what that meant. I just found myself in the pantry crying because I didn't know how to stop eating. So it was very wow. It was almost like an outer body experience now that I look back. That's where that part of the transition happened physically, but I was not working still on my mental health. So no matter how fit I got, I was like top 30 of Canada, and I still was not happy.
Crazy.
I still was not what I thought I should look like.
Yeah.
And as a female, I'm sure as for anybody, but as a female, I was so emotionally attached to that. And that brought up not feeling worthy, not feeling good enough. There goes my confidence. I had confidence in certain aspects, like what I could do physically, but mentally, I was going through a lot at home still. There was a lot of changes, and the gym was my scapegoat. And I lost myself for a while in the gym. And that's when I realized that there were certain aspects of the training that was not being taught. Not saying that my trainers weren't good. They were fucking amazing. Like, they born this. But the mental part, so when I started diving deep into the mental part, I was like, shit, there's so much more here. And it started for me through fitness. And I think that's a great foundation if someone starts that way. But I do feel that regardless of your overall health and happiness, it's mind, body, and spirit. Like, you can't just do one of them. And you can't just do two of them. Like, there's an interconnection between all of it. I teach this a lot. So I'm a Reiki master now, and work a lot with energy. And with that, what you're speaking of, the old self, it does store in your body in one way or another, unless you actually acknowledge it. And so what I teach now is just to acknowledge the feeling, because our subconscious it doesn't give a shit what the story is. It doesn't care. Yeah. It just wants you to acknowledge the feeling that it's giving your body. And when you acknowledge that feeling, that's the healing. Oh God. Okay. This is hard because I actually lost my best friend during that time, and I got in a really bad headspace. And I thought, I don't know, I didn't put a lot of thought into the trust into the government, and I just trusted. So I was scared. I was scared for that first little while. And so was my best friend. Yeah. And she basically died because of it. And that was nothing positive about that. I sat in that grief for a while. And when I started slowly coming out, I realized I wasn't the only one dealing. And that is where I had that desire to start sharing. And so I did create a 6-week course, like a free course, just on resources. And I had about 10 people come every week. Wow. And just shared what we could do and how we can better our health. And it was that was like, oh, okay, there's so much more here. And when I did that, that's when I decided to create a new podcast. And that's what we currently have, is the Raw Babes 101. And we talk all about tools, anything that can help you bring into your life that you can live, a little bit more fulfilling life, either whatever tools you decide to use.
Back in the day, I'd be freaking out and not knowing what to do. I mean, I had moments of not knowing what to do, but I think I've had enough experience and gone through certain things enough times that I've become comfortable with that uncomfortability, and knowing that it's time to just shush, don't go talking or asking anyone, just because too many opinions, that's what makes distractions, because the answer is
100%.
inside. I say it's not
You
about
got it.
it's about the questions. So I wait for the right question to come through, and sometimes the
Good
answer.
for you.
Yeah.
I love that. I love hearing the men sharing that message, because it's actually comes a bit more natural for women to just kind of embark in all this practice. But
Right.
it's really nice to see the men go doing it, because I feel like with all that's going on, the toxic masculinity and all that, that's like, if we just take care of this temple, take care of our mindset, we can use our own discernment and get a way better relationship with our intuition.
I swear, I'm on this earth partially as well to write music that is gonna bypass the logic and hit the heart. And people start thinking, acting different, not realizing that I just cast a spell on them with my words.
Yes.
You feel it? You hear me? Oh man.
I just give yourself time and be compassionate with where you're at, and find a routine for your self-care. Fill that cup. We need you whole. You have something to offer this world, and we can't access that part of you if you're not feeling that whole and complete. It won't happen. So that's my message.
I wrote a whole song while I think started on the bus. I had about 2 days on the bus, finished it in the last few days, and then yesterday I did a first rough recording. And I got to tell you, Tiffany, this is feeling like a hit.
Whoa!
Feeling like a hit. The title of the song is I-I, and yeah, I got to send to you later. It's just
yes.
Yeah, it's like next level. I've been wanting to make something that it represents my current consciousness and my current belief, and update on where I'm at in life. And I feel like this is it. It's like it's gonna open portals and doors into the next like 10 years, I think. Yeah.
Yay! Congratulations. I'm happy for you. Yeah.
All right. Same day performance and scouting process. I kind of go around in a circle about twice down here. So I think I found a place that the vibe feels right. I was trying to find the spot where I played at 5 years ago, but some of the stores have closed. Can't remember the exact session. Yo, oh my god, I just experienced oh my god, I thought I was about to lose my drum. Low battery warning, the thing disconnected, went real low, real close to the water, and just hovered right here. And I had to row the boat all the way over, and it was still disconnected even though I was close. Oh my god, luckily I just got close, reached out and just grabbed it. Whew! Oh my god. Okay. Okay, note to self, notes to anyone listening. Shooting shots with water around on an island is scary. Not that easy, because your battery can run out and there's the danger of losing your drone. So be careful. Keep your batteries charged. Hey, what's up? It's me again. So I got my bags all prepped up, ready to go. Turn on the lights here. Yeah. All right, you can see that. Boom, boom, pow. And before I head out, I just feel upon myself to share a bit of my story. All right, so I'm here doing the Tales from Ideas Island project. And the premise of this is finding out the transformations that happened within people who came and stayed on this island for the week, and also interviewing people who did not stay on the island but got the opportunity to get away from the world and the regular hustle and bustle and have their, as I call it, the island time. An island is a secluded space. It's a secluded state, right? So I'm here surrounded by water. There's a boundary between me and the rest of the world. It's beautiful for my state of mind. I can do what I want, pretty much like kind of get as loud as I want. I've been here with my thoughts, with my heart, with myself, with my angels, with my demons. And it's been beautiful. We've been having a party. I had applied for Ideas Island, which I'm in, some years ago. I don't know how long ago, but I got hit up by Frederick Herron, who, I'll show you a quick photo of him. Frederick Herron. Oh, let's get a nice, there we go. There, someone drew a nice picture of him. But yeah, so he sent me a message asking me to come and do my project, because at that time I said I wanted to make a film. Now, truth of the matter, I'll be honest, Frederick might be watching this later, but that's okay. Because I'm here about honesty, and I got to tell you my story. This is for you. Hopefully you can get inspired through it. Don't do the bad things. But I wasn't making enough money at that time, truly. I was busting tables, and, remember I got fired from the bar. I was bartending, and the first place I got a job was at another venue, cleaning tables. I was working way harder for way less pay. And hence the reason why I decided from then on I'm going to be working as if every business is mine, because that was not okay. So I got hit up to come to this island. I couldn't. I just said, hey, give me one more year and I'd be in a better position to accomplish my project, which isn't a lie. Because at that time I was low on my funds, but I'd be able to do my projects better when the funds are better. I didn't think of it that way though. But thinking about everything, that's truly what was actually going down. Now, yeah, he agreed to it. Towards the time he originally said I was going to come, he actually emailed me with a PDF saying, all right, here's the keys, here's the code, here's how you get it. I'm like, oh boy. I just said, hey, remember I sent you a message. I can't make it. And I know he got a little frustrated, a little pissed off about it. But I sent him the exact date, and he's like, okay, fine. I'll give you one more year. Now, the universe started working. So let's review. I was owing the club some money. I was owing the marketing company some money. I now had to go find myself a new place to stay. I have to come up with the rents plus the security deposit. And I wasn't working either, which is next level now, right? Because the film industry shuts down for about 2 weeks during winter, Christmas time, New Year's, right? And yeah, it was a rough time. It was a rough time. I thought about everything. I was thinking if I go find work at Starbucks or another bar or Subway, the thing is first of all, they won't pay me enough. Second of all, they won't pay me in time, because the first check usually comes 2-3 weeks later, if not a month later, when you first start. So I looked to my left and looked to my right, and the last thing I saw was my Facebook Marketplace cheap piano and my trainer amp Little cheap amp has no, like, really no bass at all for hip hop music, which I do. Anyway, I was not going to become a number because I've seen a lot of homeless people walk around Vancouver, and I was like, this is not going to be my future. I'm going to do something about this. I grabbed my piano, grabbed my amp, and I went out to the street in the snow because it was wintertime, remember? I went in the snow and I played right in front of the Reebok on Granville, I think Granville and Smythe or something like that. And I played my heart out acoustically. I didn't even have the loop pedal at the time. I didn't have a mic or mic stand. I just literally had a piano singing and rapping acoustically in front of people. I made $20-something that first day. Went out the next day, made 40-something. Went out the third day, made $5 in 12 hours. I was thinking, what am I doing with my life? I took a day off, just chilled, recouped, got myself together again. But I also knew that was an opportune time because never again, potentially in my life, will I feel so tight and squeezed that I needed to get out and make this funds. My fear of poverty was much more than my fear of embarrassment. So I used it as an opportunity. Granted, it was on the negative side, but when you're down, I mean, what are you going to do? Keep going a little further, maybe, and just, parachute up. What's the word? Catapult up. And that's what I did. So I went out, I kept going out after the $5 day, kept going out the next day, kept going out the next day. I paid the club back. I paid the marketing company back. A friend who I met back in, just to let you know how the universe works, a friend I met back in Edmonton, of all places, in an English class. I swear we probably met once. Anyway, I put up a post on Facebook and he reached out to me and said, hey, I remember you. We had good chats in the English class, so always be good. You never know when people might get back to you in your life. Always make the best impression anyway, and not just for what you can get, but it's just better. Things are just better in life. So he said, yeah, he remembers seeing me and he's got a room available. Come check it out. I go in and this place looked like a bat cave or something. You go down the stairs and it's like, reflective floors, lights going on by itself as you walk through. It was beautiful. And it was much more beautiful because everybody was a professional in their field, doing their work, not bothering about someone else's life. I find when people don't have a purpose that they're going towards or just doing any menial job that they don't care about just for money, then they start caring about what someone else is thinking, what someone else is doing. So I'm glad that these guys, they were doing their thing. And that was where the universe was teaching me discipline. I got up every morning, 6 a.m., learned how not to hit snooze, went out, played at 8 a.m. at Vancouver City Center. I take a break, 12 p.m. or 1. I am either in Granville Island till 5 or I'm downtown. I do one set, take a little break, 2 p.m., do another set, take another break. What's that, 2, 3, 3, 4? 3 to 4, do another set. Take a little break, 5 to 6, do another set. If I want to go crazy, I may go down to the beach when it was summer from 7 till 8 or wait till like 8 till 9 or so, or 8 till 10 when the beach closes. But I was doing it full time. I was able to pay my rent. I was able to pay the security deposit. And then, remember what I said, Ideas Island, all right? So I had this island coming up and I saw a light. After I paid everything off, I could have gotten a regular job, but I knew that this was an opportunity. I saw a light and I just kept going. I raised the money for my flights. I paid off my flight. I got a few jobs doing sound work on set. So thank goodness, those helped me out. A little pay here, a little pay there, paid the thing off, went on, did my artist killing a living interview sessions, which I did when I came here in the first place. Lots has happened since then, but man, going through some hardship like that, my island time, my COVID time, I would say, because, the world experienced their island time collectively. And I already went through my own thing. So actually, I wasn't as shaken. I was able to activate the same routine that I did when I first had my island time, which was when I first got fired from work. My parents didn't know I was even here in Vancouver. My friends in high school, well, they were doing their thing. I was literally alone, literally on my island. And it was a scary time. I wrote a lot of music and I thought a lot and I was giving out resumes. But I was alone and I had lots of time with myself, my mind, as I said right here, with my angels and my demons. and got the opportunity to further find myself, see myself in a whole new light, converse and talk to myself. That was the first one, right? The next one was when I got fired from the bar downtown when I moved here. And then, then again, I was by myself. I had to find a way to keep being in Vancouver and carrying on life as I was intending it. And that brought on some more transformations. Got into sound school. That's what opened up the whole film world. That was a result of that. And then getting kicked out of the place and being short of the money and all that stuff that went down, that allowed me the grand opportunity to start street performing. I've been around the world, well, now the third time. I just came from Zurich. I'm here in Sweden. It's been just so amazing. And after this, I'm going to Paris. So it's just beautiful. This whole island time is like, it's a magical time. I've been on this island. I went down into the city twice, I believe, 2 or 3 times. But outside of that, I've really just chilled out on this island. Now I've actually created a song called I. Man, that song, it feels like a portal. Because I remember when I wrote a song back in 2009, and the songs even when I was first fired from that bar downtown, I wrote a lot of songs which actually affected my life. Those are the songs which till today, I still sing. People are so affected by it. It doesn't matter how many times I sing it, how many ways I sing it, the lyrics just cut through and people always just vibing and just loving it. So now I'm excited to see what this next channeling session, what it's going to do for my life and for those who experience the song and listen to it. So if you're listening wherever you are in space and time, I hope you go check it out. It's I, small letter I, dash, small letter I. And, it's like, what is I got to even look into what that word is, what that sound is really, right? It's like cast spell and spell casting. I'm casting the spell, but a positive one, because I'm just like, man, I've been through my thing and I just want people to feel the empowerment that I gained from being in my island time. So I hope you don't have to experience such a bad island time, but I hope that you experience a good island time. So here I am again on Ideas Island. It's your boy Sam Chimes. Thank you for listening. I will showcase the preview, sorry guys, my mind's just, it's late. I'm off to Paris tomorrow and I've just been clearing up things and getting ready to go, and excited but tired, but excited. Anyway, I'm just excited to show you guys the videos and those who I've been interviewing. Such beautiful people. A guy who's started a movement and company around the philosophy of fascia. All right, a young woman who transformed her life from not knowing anything about health to now she's being a health coach. A gentleman who came and stayed here and he was more in regular corporate world, but after being here, all of a sudden, boom, he transforms into a famous painter. What can an island time really do? My motto is live your dream, don't back down. Well, hello, I'm having my island time and it's showing me the next steps in my dream. It's allowing me to live my dream. It is a part of my dream. It's a part of my dream that's feeding and bringing more of my dream out. So I hope you find your dream. If you're looking for it, that should be, I say that's got to be a life purpose until you find it. Once you find it, just like quadruple down on that thing, because no one can ever do it the way you do. No one can ever do it the way you do. And you're beautiful the way you are. Just as unique as this fingerprint is on my finger, so is that gift inside of you. So is that talent. So is that not even necessarily gift or talent, but like so is that purpose, that thing that you do, whatever that is. I don't know what it is. I hope you share it with me. Hopefully someday I can interview you and you can share it with the world. All right, anyway, I got to go to bed. All right, love you. Have a good rest of your day. Salute and peace. Hey Elaine, Frederick, thank you for the time you've provided for me to spend here on Ideas Island. I really, really appreciate it. And to do such a project, people like me come out and do such projects. I'm here interviewing various people, not interviewing here, but over Zoom. All right, that's it. I'm gonna send this to you, Elaine, and I am on my way over to you, Frederick, to conduct my interview. So once again, just really grateful. Thank you for providing me a second opportunity to come out here. I've been here with my angels and my demons, and it's been really good just taking time away and for me documenting and having my own island time. So appreciate it. I love you guys. Thank you. And may we stay in touch for a long time. Goodbye, so long, farewell. What a beautiful journey. Hey, I ain't sad, I ain't tired, and I'm inspired. Yes, so glad I got to do this. Bon voyage, baby. And good to see ya. See you next time, hopefully. Goodbye.